For a long moment, there was nothing. No sound, no movement, no breath. The corridor stretched endlessly in both directions, impossibly white and impossibly quiet. She pushed herself upright, her fingers trembling slightly as they closed around empty air. The world around her felt thinner than before, like a page held up against bright light. Then it happened. A shift, a pressure change, a presence. She didn't turn. She didn't need to. The man from earlier chapters, the one who should not have been able to follow her, stood at her side as though he had always belonged to the corridor's geometry. His stillness was the same, his watchful gaze unchanged, but something in him had sharpened. The place had refined him, stripping away anything that wasn't essential. "You came back," she said softly. "No," he replied. "You came back to me." There was no blame in his voice, only truth. Her eyes drifted down the corridor again, watching the white space unfurl like a thought being continuously written and erased. "How did you get here?" she asked. He considered the question, as though weighing its size and shape. "You pulled me through," he said. "Not consciously, not intentionally. But the moment you remembered, the moment you chose clarity over forgetting, the thread reconnected. The thread." She echoed. He nodded. "Everything here works through connection. You severed it once. Now it reforms." Images flickered faintly in her mind, fractured memories, mirrored scenes. A warning he once gave, a choice she made too late. "I don't want to repeat what happened before," she murmured. "You won't." He turned toward her fully now, his voice gentling. "Because you're not the same. And neither am I." His presence was strangely familiar, grounding and disorienting at once, carrying weight she couldn't yet name. A low hum drifted through the corridor, resonant and distant, like a hidden engine or a heartbeat in the walls. He looked toward the sound. "They've noticed you're awake." "Who?" she asked. "The architects," he said. The words settled between them like a stone falling into deep water. She swallowed. "What do they want with me?" A faint smile touched his lips. "The same thing they've always wanted. For you to choose." He extended his hand, not demanding or urging, simply offering. "Come." "We don't have much time." She hesitated. The last time she followed him, everything changed. The last time she didn't, everything broke. "Are you real?" she asked quietly. "More real than I was," he said. "And less real than you need me to be. But I'm here. And that is enough for now." Behind them, the corridor flickered white, dissolving into momentary static, like a failing signal. She breathed in slowly. Then she took his hand. The corridor reacted instantly. The hum deepened. The walls shivered. Light bent around them. Together, they stepped toward the place where the architects were waiting. The corridor did not end so much as unravel. When Leora and the man stepped forward, the white geometry around them loosened like a thread pulled from tightly woven cloth. Edges softened. Corners dissolved. The hum rising from the walls became a layered chorus, mechanical, organic, and something older than both. The man walked as though he knew the way, though the corridor itself shifted with each step. The floor rippled beneath their feet like liquid glass. Shadows appeared where no light source existed. The air tasted metallic, then sweet, then like nothing at all. "How far does this go?" she asked. "To the boundary," he replied. "What boundary?" He stopped. Ahead of them, the hallway collapsed into an impossible space, a vast chamber that should not have fit beneath the earth. Its ceiling stretched out like the underside of a dying star, cracked with luminous veins. The floor was not a floor at all, but a slow-turning plane of fractured mirrors, each shard reflecting a slightly different version of the two of them. "The boundary between the dream," he said quietly, "and the place the architects touched it." The chamber pulsed once, as though acknowledging his words. Leora stepped forward, drawn to the center where a massive structure rose from the mirrored ground, ancient, angular, and extra-dimensional. It looked as though it had been carved from geometry itself, a blend of impossible angles and drifting light. Parts of it phased in and out of visibility, as if uncertain whether it belonged to this reality. That's what they built. She whispered. One of their earliest constructs, he said. A stabilizer. A seed. A place to anchor the dream to the minds it governs. She felt a pull, faint, magnetic, familiar in the way an old scar aches before rain. Her hand hovered inches above the shifting surface of the artifact. What happens if I touch it? That depends on what the architects want from you, he said. And what you want from them. His tone held a warning, but not a command. Leora's heartbeat quickened. The artifact changed in response, surfaces folding inward and outward like a breathing organism. A thin, resonant hum vibrated through her bones. Then the mirrors beneath them shifted. A reflection she didn't recognize stared back at her. An older version of herself, eyes wide with urgency, lips forming a silent warning. She gasped and stepped back. The reflection did the opposite, stepping forward until its face nearly pressed against the surface. What is that? She whispered. The man answered without looking away. An echo of what you might become. A pause. Or what you once were. The mirrored version began to fracture, lines crawling across its skin like cracks in glass. The chamber trembled. The artifact released a single tone, cold, clear, and commanding. A response. They're calling you, the man said. He stepped in front of her now, not protective but resolute, as if preparing to face something with her rather than shielding her from it. Leora, he said, and for the first time his voice held something almost fragile. You need to decide whether to answer. She looked at the artifact, at the fractured reflection, at him. Then she stepped forward. The artifact opened, light poured out, and everything changed.